on to round 16. We're going to be done with the brown for a little while, so you can go ahead and cut this and just hold the tail in the stitches to finish it out. For this next round, we're just going to do the blue all the way around. So we want 54 single crochet, back loop only, so just all the way around with just this blue variegated yarn. But we need to be using the white in the next round. So what I recommend is, when you get more than halfway, say do 50 stitches, or rather 40 stitches with the blue, then go ahead and join in the white behind it for the last 14 stitches. Remember, just hold it in the back, do your single crochet around it, then fold the end over and carry both that little tail and the working yarn in the last few stitches so that we have it ready to go for the next round. So, and I'm just dropping the yarn right now, so that works. So again, this is just 54 single crochet all the way around. Hold the brown tail in for the first few stitches. When you get to the last 14 or so, so I would recommend doing 40 like this. And when you get to the last 14, go ahead and join your white yarn in the background. We're going to need it on the next round. Now the good news is the last stitch of this round, you can actually finish with the blue yarn because the first stitch of our next round is also blue. So you don't need to switch to the white in the last stitch, just go ahead and make sure you join the white yarn in towards the end of this round. That's it, 54 all the way around. Alright, so I just did the 54 stitches around, and like I said, you need to attach the white yarn somewhere towards the end there so that it's ready to go for this next round. And in this round we're going to bounce back and forth between our variegated, or as I call it, the blue yarn, and our white yarn. So like most of these, this is round 17 by the way, if I didn't say that, sorry. Round 17, ready to go. We are going to do the repeat 6 times all the way around, so I'll do it at least once with you, probably twice. It's just going to be a few stitches. We are going to do 1 with the variegated, switch to the white, 2 with the white, and then 6 more with the variegated, and just repeat that pattern around. So we actually get to start with the variegated, which is always nice. So 1 stitch with the variegated, and you notice I started to finish the stitch, but I don't want to. When I have 2 loops on the yarn, I'm going to drop it, grab the white, finish with the white, so that I can now do 2 single crochet with the white. So 1, 2, split the yarn, 2, and stop. I'm going to drop the white yarn, grab the variegated, finish the stitch. Now 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the variegated yarn, and that's our repeat. We're going to have 9 stitches total in the repeat, 1 variegated, 2 white, 6 more with the blue variegated. So again, the beginning and end uses the same yarn, so that's always nice. We don't have to worry about switching on an end. So we are going to do 1 variegated with the blue yarn, switch to white, 2 white, stop, grab the other yarn, and notice that I am carrying them along in the stitches, so you can see I have both yarn ready to go right here at the end. So we had 1, then 2 white, now 6 to finish the repeat. So that's the 9 stitches. You notice I'm going to have these little bits with 2 white. So you want to repeat that a total of 6 times. We've done it twice, so 4 more if you've been following along. And then we're ready for the next round, where we are going to continue this pattern switching between the blue variegated and the white. So we're going to keep these 2 yarns on here for a little while. Alright, so if you repeated that all the way around, you should be right here. And we're ready for round 18, except for one thing, because I was silly and didn't warn you. The next stitch in our pattern actually has to be white, because these repeats are going to start with a white. So you want to undo this back to here, or just redo the last stitch so that we're back to having the 2 blue loops on the hook. We can drop that, finish the stitch with the white, so that we're ready to do white from here. So again, it's 9 stitches. It's going to be bouncing back and forth, and we're going to have one stitch that comes up that instead of doing just the back loop, you've got to do both loops for the 2 yarns to connect up. So as memory serves, I think it comes up right around here, right after the 2 white from the previous round. So let's get started and see where that one shows up. We're going to start with 2 white, back loop only. So just like normal, normally everything we do is back loop. It's just in this round that there are a couple that we're going to do both loops for. So 2 white, drop the white yarn, pick up the blue, and just 1 stitch with the blue, back loop only. Switch back to the white, and then this is our 2 loop one. So for this white stitch right here, because in the pattern we want it to connect up with the white one here and look like they touch, you notice if I only do the back loop, there's actually green or this blue yarn that's going to separate the 2. I don't want that. So for this 1 stitch in the repeat every time, you want to do both loops. You won't notice the difference, but it will allow the white to connect up, which we really need. So again, we're going to do this single crochet through both loops, but it's our only white one, so I'm going to drop the yarn, grab the blue, and now finish the stitch out. Okay, now we've got 2 back loop only, again, 2 blue, right here, drop the yarn, grab the white, two white, drop the yarn, grab the blue, and 1 blue. Now if you remember, we started with the white, we've got to start the next repeat with the white. So after this 1 blue, make sure you switch to white to start the next repeat. So as I said, these ones, to start making these patterns, this is actually going to curl here. We're going to have this sort of curling part that connects up. You want to make sure that you write down what the pattern is, because it does get confusing. You need to do it 6 times. I'm going to do it one more time with you. We're going to start with white. So we have 2 white, a blue, followed by a white that's in both loops. So after these 2 white, remember this 1 white we do here has to be through both loops. 2 blue, 2 white, 1 blue, finishing with the white yarn in there. So again, we'll do this quickly. The repeat, we're going to have 2 white back loop, drop the yarn, grab the blue, finish the stitch, 1 blue, drop the yarn, grab the white, finish the stitch. The next white's going to be both loops, so that the white here touches the white here. Drop the yarn, finish the stitch, 2, now with the white, another 2, drop it for the last stitch, which is going to be blue. But we need to switch back to the white for the next one. And that is the repeat. Again, we're going to start 2 white, blue, white through both loops, 2 blue, 2 white, and a blue. That's it. 6 times around total. We've done it twice, so 4 more times. And then we'll continue with the next round, which is going to continue this pattern so that you'll see more and more of it each time. All right, just finished the last round. And once again, forgot to warn you that we need to start with white, not blue. So we are going to undo this last stitch. I'm going to warn you this time, we are going to have to switch colors at the very last. So this next round is actually going to start with white. So last stitch of the last round needs to finish with the white yarn attached. Now we can start round 19. So sorry about that. I'm going to work better on it this time. So for this round, again, 9 stitches, going to be repeated 6 times. Pattern's a little bit better than the last one, which was very, very random. But again, write down what you need to do so that you can look at it as you go around. We'll do it at least once, if not twice. First stitch is a white, just a normal back loop white. We're going to drop the yarn, switch to the blue. Now we have 3 blue. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to switch to the white. Now this one, like the last round, when we have this stitch that's coming after a white from the previous round, we need to do both loops. So we're only going to have 1 white, but it's going to go through both loops. We'll drop the yarn, pick up the blue, and do another 3 blue. So it was 1 white, 3 blue, 1 white through both loops, 3 blue. 1, 2, 3. And if you notice, once again, move the work over a bit. Once again, we're going to do a white stitch where we had this white one in front of it the round before. So again, this one is going to be through both loops too. And that's the last stitch. And the good news is the last stitch is white. The first stitch of the repeat is white. So we actually just get to finish the stitch. So here's the repeat before we do it again. We got 1 white, 3 blues, 1 white, 3 blues, 1 white. Like I said, pretty nice pattern here. The first white and all the blues are back loop only. Then the second white is both loops. The last white, both loops. That's it. So front loop or back loop only, 3, both loops, 3, both loops. Seeing it again one more time. This first one can just be the back loop. 1 white, followed by 3 blues. That's 2. That's 3. Now we have 1 white, followed by 3 blues. But this first white one, we want to go through both loops. And 3 blues. The blues, just like the first white in the repeat, can just be back loop only. Last stitch, we started with white, we finished with white. And again, we'll do this last one through both loops. So 1 white, 3 blue, 1 white, 3 blue, 1 white. That's the repeat. And these last two whites should go through both loops so that the yarn, you can see white sort of touches white so that the pattern will actually have the stitches connecting up. So that's the repeat, and I can give you the warning. This one's going to end on white, but the first stitch of the next round is blue. So go ahead in your last stitch, make sure that you finish the stitch with the blue yarn. Not for each repeat, just the very last repeat of the entire round. So that's twice. You need it 6 times total. Finish it 4 more times, and we'll move on to the next round.